Hello, welcome again. We are solving some questions of machine design. The topic is friction in screw, bearing and clutches. Question number 10 and 11 carries a common statement. The statement is, in a thrust bearing, the external and internal diameters of contacting surfaces are 320 mm and 200 mm respectively. The total axial load is 80 kilonewton and intensity of pressure is 350 kilonewton per meter square. The shaft rotates at 400 rpm, taking coefficient of friction as 0.06. Question number 10. The power lost in overcoming friction and number of coilers required, assuming uniform pressure theory is option A 26.602 kilowatt, 5. Option B 36.602 kilowatt, 5. Option C 36.602 kilowatt, 6. Option D 26.602 kilowatt, 6. Question number 11 is, the power lost in overcoming friction and number of coilers required, assuming uniform wear theory is option A 52.249 kilowatt, 6. Option B 26.124 kilowatt, 5. Option C 36.124 kilowatt, 6. Option D 26.124 kilowatt, 6. So here given that the inner radius and outer radius of bearing is 0.16 meter or and 0.1 meter. Okay, that is given. That is diameter is given. So these are the half of these will be radius in meters. Okay, and total load on the bearing is 80,000 Newton or 80 kilonewton, and coefficient of friction is 0.06. RPM is your 400 RPM, and pressure is your pressure means in uniform pressure theory we will keep it uniform, and in uniform pressure theory we will keep it uniform, and in uniform wear theory we will take it as maximum pressure. Okay, so now first of all we are considering uniform pressure theory. So that is so here the pressure is 350 into 10 power 3 Newton per meter square. Okay, so in uniform wear theory, the torque transmitted is given as 2 by 3 mu f bracket r naught cube minus r I cube divided by r naught square minus r I square. Okay, so now the load is 80 kilonewton or 80 into 10 per 3, and mu is your 0.06. Okay, and r naught and ri are also given. So actual general formula is mu f into r equivalent, and in r equivalent the in uniform pressure theory r equivalent is r naught cube minus ri cube divided by r naught square minus ri square into 2 by 3. So that is the r equivalent, and load multiplied by w or f or multiplied by mu. So that is the formula in uniform pressure theory. Now we put the values and we can find out torque. So torque comes out as 635.12 Newton meter. Now RPM of the shaft is given. So the torque that is the torque loss when the shaft rotates. Its collar touches the bearing. So there is some torque loss. So that is the torque loss. If you multiply it by omega, then it will be power loss. So omega is your 2 pi n by 60. So power loss is your that quantity 2 pi n t by 60. That is now we have n, we have p. Okay, putting the value we have power loss at 26602 watt. Okay, so this is the power loss when we consider uniform pressure theory. Okay, now total load is given as 80 kilonewton. Okay, and now we determine load on each color according to uniform pressure theory. So as pressure is uniform, and so on each collar there will be a load of P into area of that collar. Okay, so load per collar is P into area, and total load is F. So P by F by P into pi r naught square minus r square. Okay, so number of collar will be your 80 into 10 power 3 divided by P is your pressure is your 350 into 10 power 3. So that will be uniform. That is because we are assuming uniform pressure theory. So if we are using uniform pressure theory, and then we are multiplying the area to find out load on each collar, and total load is this quantity. So if we divide the total load divide load on per collar, we can find out number of collars. So number of collar comes out as 4.66 or 5. So answer to question number 10 is option A, 26.602 kilowatt, and number of 5. Now we assume uniform wear theory. So in wear theory the pressure is not uniform, okay, so and it is maximum at the inner radius and minimum at outer radius. So as the pressure is given as 350 kilonewton per meter square, so we are assuming that that is the maximum pressure, okay, and that maximum pressure acts as inner radius, okay, because in uniform wear theory PR is constant, okay, so maximum pressure is acting at inner radius. So the load per collar is given as 2 pi PR into R naught minus R. Okay, so pressure is your 350 into 50 kilonewton, and this is the area. So load per collar is given as this quantity. We have converted this into appropriate unit. We have converted meter square into mm square, and these are in mm. Okay, so now the load on each collar is 131.9468, and total load is 80 Newton per 3. So in uniform pressure theory, the total load will be calculated by like from this, keeping the pressure uniform and taking the area of one collar. Okay, and in uniform wear theory, the total load is calculated by this formula, taking maximum pressure at inner radius and then 2 pi PR, using that 2 pi PR into R naught minus R. So that is the method to calculate force in the case of both the theory. So that is the total load on the bearing, and total load on one collar is this quantity. So number of collar required is your 6. Okay. So now using that formula, that now we have to calculate power loss. So using the formula, that is P is equal to mu F R equivalent, and R equivalent in case of uniform wear theory is your summation of radii divided by 2, and total load is your 80 kilonewton. Okay, okay, and the torque transmitted is your this quantity, mu is your 0.06. So power transmitted will be your T into omega, that is 26.124 kilowatt. So answer is option D. So the difference is F in both the theories, and T and F and R equivalent. F is your F in case of uniform pressure theory is P into area, and in case of F means load on one collar, and in case of uniform wear theory it is 2 pi PR R naught minus Ri, and R equivalent in case of uniform wear theory is 160 mean of 2 radii, outer and inner radii, and in case of uniform pressure theory is this formula, R naught cube minus Ri cube divided by R naught square minus Ri cube, Ri square multiplied 2 by 3. So these 2 or 3 things you have to remember to solve the questions of bearing. Okay. So answer to question number 10 is A and 11 is B.